Yes, you dirty rascals. There's the park in the background. We're in Tweed Heads at our apartment. We start NLP course tomorrow. And in this video is the third one on Vipassana and why everyone should attempt a Vipassana. So this video is on equanimity. The last video I talked about awareness and concentration. That's sort of like taking control of your mind and your thoughts again. And this video is on equanimity, and I'll explain what that means. There's the two main parts of Vipassana. One is the awareness, the second part is equanimity. And when we say equanimity, we're talking about being equanimous. If I had to reframe it into a different word, it would be either enjoying or being grateful for. As Jocko Willing says, he just says the word good. Whatever comes to you, you say the word good. That is, you find how it's good for you. I'll get into that in a moment. First, I'll talk about the meditation system and what happens while you're sitting for hours on end, and then how that relates to changes in your real world life. So, Buddha himself, through all his life work was to remove suffering. He went through many different systems, eventually found his version, or what became Buddhism. And he, through his training, through his learnings, he decided that the only reason we suffer is by craving and aversion. Two things. Craving being when you're wanting something, and aversion mean when you're trying to avoid something, or avoidance. Now there's no problem with wanting something. When you can't enjoy the moment until you have something, that's a craving, right? And when you can't enjoy the moment until you avoid something, like pain, that also is an aversion. So that's going to create suffering. And so his focus is to bring you into the present moment with concentration, and then to remain equanimous. Vipassana itself is judged on, if it was a game, on how equanimous you are. Let me give you an example of what this means, okay? In Vipassana, you're sitting down for hours and hours on end. Inevitably, for 3 of those sessions per day, eventually, after a few days in, as they're teaching the system, they ask you to not move at all for the full hour. That means don't open your eyes, don't open your fingers, don't uncross your legs, nothing. When that happens, when you attempt this, you'll find there's a lot of pain in your body. Your back hurts, your knees hurt, like really hurt, sharp pain. And so what happens, when your eyes are closed, on the outside you look very calm, but on the inside you've got the victim voice constantly jabbering to you, fuck, this hurts, fuck, you should quit, this is ridiculous, quit, the pain's too bad in your knee, if you last any longer it's going to cause long-term damage. It's a constant, like a stream of bullshit going through your brain. What the victim is trying to do is just trying to get you away from pain. But what you're attempting to do is to learn to accept it. What equanimity means is that there's no good or bad, even pain is not bad. And as I talked about the last video, this moment is that long. That's a moment, that's a moment, that's a moment. We start to amplify the pain in our brain because a moment's pain is that long, but we start to think, in a Vipassana session, I've got 20 more minutes of that pain the whole time, and then you start to amplify the pain by 20 minutes and you feel it all now. Equanimity means, in this situation, it's pain. I'm feeling pain. I accept there's a sharp pain in my knee, and it's okay. I'm going to keep sweeping. You learn to distract yourself. And that victim voice of fucking quit, eventually realizes this guy's not going to move. So it's like you turn down, it's like the victim goes, okay, I'm going to turn the pain down. And it's like the pain begins to deaden inside your body. That's from the aversion. Now let's talk about how this works in real world. Most people are saying the same thing in many parts of their life. Let's talk about work. Most people are complaining about their work. You might be complaining about your relationship or your health or money. When you're constantly saying this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, you're creating suffering and you're creating negative emotions in your body right now. Now you might want it to be better, but there's there's 3 ways to go at this. Just like in the Vipassana system, if I keep the victim statement, this is shit, there's a huge amount of suffering for hours on end in silence. Option number 2 is, I quit. I listen to that voice, okay, this is bullshit. Vipassana's ridiculous, I'm quitting guys, I'm out. So you leave on day 3 or 6 or whatever. Option 3 is you learn to turn down the victim voice and just accept what is happening. There might be some pain, it's okay, it's pain. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world, it's okay, I can handle it, it's okay. In the real world, it's the same thing. You can keep talking about your job, for example, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, filling your body with negative emotions, you're putting out negative vibes, you probably go home and kick the dog because you feel so shit. Number 2 is, listen to the voice, stop suffering it, and just quit your job, okay? Or you learn to accept it. And I'm going to give you a technique to learn to accept it, right? Now, interestingly though, number 2, quitting the job, the reasons you won't quit the job are, you say, oh, I can't quit my job, I need the money. I can't quit the job because I'm embarrassed to. I can't quit the job because I get prestige from my mates. They think I'm living the dream, even though I don't think I am. There's 3 reasons, even though you're saying I can't quit the job, you can flip them, reframe them into gratitude. And this is the third part. Even though my job might not be perfect, I'm making money. And I use that money to buy things I like. Or I pay the rent. And when I pay the rent, that drops my stress levels. Or I look real cool in front of my mates working this big wig work, even though I hate it. So it makes me look cool in front of them, and that feels good. You can flip everything into the positive reframe. The question you're asking yourself, since I've come out of Vipassana, it doesn't mean you're in constant good mood. When I catch myself, and it might take an hour or 6 hours, I'm like a grumpy mood, low energy, how is this good? How is this moment, right now, good? Not what do I need to do to make it good? This moment. This is life, this moment, and the quote is, enjoy this moment, because this moment is your life. What's being said there, Amar Khayam says that, your moment is made up of all these moments. Your life is made up of all these moments, that long. And if you're wasting that moment, this moment, your life, trying to be in the future, trying to be past, trying to be somewhere else in space which is better, you're wasting your life. And you'll live your whole life trying to be somewhere else, and then you'll get to just before death's door and you'll say, fuck, I never actually lived my life. I was living the whole time trying to be somewhere else rather than avoid the moment. So the key is you're trying to learn to enjoy this moment even when there's pain. And the Tao Buddhist philosophy of the yin and yang is important here. That the yin and yang is there's in every piece of darkness there's some light. Every piece of light there's some darkness, and they're both even. In every situation there's an even amount of good and bad. Even in a bad breakup, it might not be for 6 months or a year, you can look back and go, I'm actually happy that happened. If you look back on all the biggest learnings in your life, most of them happen through pain. Even when you have bad health situation, maybe in a year's time, 2 years time, you look back and go, fuck, that health scare that I thought was the end of the world actually helped me to change my whole life, and now I've got an energy and vitality and I love life so much more. I'm happy that happened. Losing a job, whatever, those things that feel like such pain in the moment can turn out to be good. So the question you ask in the moment is, how could I enjoy this moment? This moment. Not what can I do now to enjoy it later? How can I enjoy it now, even if there's pain now? That was my opinion of enlightenment. When you see the Buddha smiling, happy, that means he's smiling even when the shit gets thrown at him. He still has challenges, he smiles his way through them, because all of that is life. Death is part of life. When you're born, you have to die, it's the only certainty. When the seed is planted in the ground, it becomes a tree, eventually the tree will die, it has to. Every mountain that's formed has to erode, it has to. That is the one certainty of life, that everything comes will decay. So once you understand that you are going to die, so everything that you're worrying about will eventually be gone anyway, it's accepting that I have to enjoy this moment if I'm going to enjoy the life. Is it easy? No, it's challenging. But the lesson of equanimity is, how can I enjoy this moment? And it becomes a process, a practice. You don't become that good like that. Monks spend 60 years of their life, all their life, trying to get to that enlightenment. But this is a great way to teach you, because you're distracted from the world. If you're craving something else to make you feel good in this moment, you're already losing the game. The game comes from trying to enjoy the moment fully in this moment. I'm sorry for the long video, but that's equanimity. I've got one more important one about how Vipassana helps you to uncover your purpose and passion again. So that's the next one. Thanks, homies. Have fun. Bye.